How's everyone doing today? Welcome to YouTube Live here. So for Fitzy Fridays, you know, welcome to kind of our daily adventure here at the Upper Valley Aquatic Center. So I'm Sean Fitzgerald, one of the personal trainers here that kind of goes over topics each week. And like always, go ahead, like, subscribe, and see what kind of questions, myths, and kind of things like that are kind of in the fitness world that we can kind of go over. So today we're gonna kind of chit chat a little bit about the kind of the strength avenue and why some people might be afraid to maybe lift heavy or might not see the point of it and things like that. So we kind of run into where lifting heavy actually hurts me, right? Well, the body is designed to be able to move things, right? Like we have levers throughout our body. And so what winds up happening is when we lift heavy and we get hurt, it's actually a cause from something else, right? So it's, more than likely it is probably from you maybe not ready to handle that type of load yet, right? Or you haven't actually primed your body to get you where you want, right? When you look at these strong men and women, right, and they do these competitions and things like that, like they're lifting heavy, but they have been practicing. Their program is designed for that. So it's not like, Dave coming off the street and he's going to try to put up like, a PR of 305 on the deadlift, so it doesn't work quite like that, right? And, as we do get older, right, as, we kind of move on and other stresses in our life take away from certain things, we do actually start to become a little weaker. And that's where strength training is very critical for, overall health. So, we take a look at a lot of people have shoulder issues. Well, where did our shoulder issues come from? Was it an injury that has caused an issue, which there's not a whole lot, you can do if it's like that type where it's, actually biomechanical and you can't, we can't do a whole lot. It's kind of just do the best you can while you train, try to keep things as strong as you can. But if you can't get into a certain motion, you just can't. Like it's just, that's your body will not allow you anymore, right? So, but overall health is, hey, if you want to keep my shoulders healthy, well, I need to lift the right way, certain progressions, you kind of lift heavy, lift light, you kind of go through, you do proper, arm care, do your mobility, and do proper form, you'll wind up actually being stronger and not even realize it. And then your shoulder will be actually healthy, So we take a look at a standard, bench press, right? With the barbell, right? Your two arms are going at the same time, right? So a lot of it is, you're not calling on maybe your shoulder stabilizers or anything like that, but you have a barbell, one arm can always take over. It's kind of, an old traditional lift that everyone still likes to do, and that's cool, right? You do it, right? If you move into dumbbells, right? A lot of people want to lift dumbbells. Well, dumbbells are a lot, a little uncertain, right? Because they're going to be moving. Like you got to call in to keep your shoulders to be able to actually, move up at the same time. And you don't want, one arm to leak out here, right? It's going to pull attention. So, but if you're going to decide to use dumbbells, there are other ways to help actually maybe protect your shoulder, right? And to actually keep getting you stronger, right? You can do it on a floor, right? A floor press, right? Basically keeps you pinned down and you're going up, keeps you safe, right? You can do it, sometimes on a bench, it's a little too narrow for some people. So when they come down, it actually kind of hurts, around their shoulders. So, maybe, stability, or some people like to use a stability ball, it kind of brings the core involved. And, some people, think it's a little more stable for them for, their upper body. It's, you got to play around with things, what works and don't work. You might find that a bench is better than stability ball. Great, do it, right? But only you're going to be able to know, or if you're working with a trainer or anything like that, like those are things to experiment and figure out what works and doesn't work for you, because the overall goal is to find what works and what doesn't to get you to your goal, right? So another little kind of biomechanical twist is like everyone, is going to hold the dumbbell straight like this. Well, if you just happen to turn them, right? If you can even you turn here and you can press up, like you're kind of in a neutral position, right? Well, you can also kind of go about like, it's roughly, I don't know, about 45 degrees or 40 degrees, right? And that might actually take some pressure off of, a shoulder that might be hurting you. So there's still ways to accomplish a task, accomplish a lift to get what you want, to reach your goal. It's just finding out how. But if your goal is to not become stronger, then that doesn't really make sense. Then why are you training? Because you can go through your training and build all the endurance to last however long you want. But if you're not getting stronger, or if you do a bunch of mobility drills to be able to move, but if you're not getting stronger, that's where it's going to lead to, well, if I have to lift something heavy off the floor, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm going to get hurt, right? So getting strong shouldn't be anything to shy away from, right? It's literally something that is really you should be doing, right? But it's a progressive state, right? You're not coming in and, I haven't lifted and, I don't know how long, right? And I'm just going to throw up, 60-pound dumbbells, and press them, or, do curling, things like that. That's not what we did. That's not what you want to do, right? You start off lower weights, get your movements, get the form down, and then you progress, say every week, like how much more, maybe one step up every time until you find, your comfortable weight to where you're going to hit your rep scheme that you are searching for the goal of your program, right? So, it's a couple things that we get coming in. It's like, oh, I don't want to get strong. Well, there's that big, bulky kind of mentality. It's kind of an old way of thinking. And right now it's the stronger you are, it's actually the better, right? You're able to protect your body a lot more. You're able to do a lot more. You're going to feel a lot better. And that's kind of the things that we want to start, maybe preaching is, hey, there's nothing wrong with getting stronger and nothing wrong with lifting something heavy, right? It's not saying you lift heavy every day. It's literally once a week lifting heavy is not a bad idea. And it's something that you might actually enjoy. You might find something that is actually very enjoyable. You might find that, oh, I like deadlifting and I like lifting heavy and that's cool. Or I like, pressing, some heavy dumbbells once in a while. Like it's exciting for you. It feels good for you, right? And overall, that is extremely beneficial for the effectiveness of your program, right? So, shying away from strength is, it is some people's choice because they think it's a bad thing. It's really not. It's very beneficial for you and your overall health. Resistance training is extremely beneficial, right? There's tons of studies that can back all of that, right? It's just being smart, though, I think is where we kind of run into the issue is you try to do too much too soon instead of just providing a nice systematic approach of, steps kind of going and advancing to where you want. And that's where the science kind of comes in. And that's where, the studies kind of, is what we do is like, all right, well, we're going to be at this phase of the program that we want to do. We want to lift this and do it at this time because we want to make sure that, we're not going to go from lifting 10-pound dumbbells, 1 week and then, hey, you're going to start throwing up 60 pounds, right? It doesn't make sense to do that, right? That's where the strength issue comes into where you get hurt, right? Because that's just too much weight, too fast, and your body is not equipped to handle that, right? So, hopefully that this kind of, maybe sparks a little bit of interest and kind of get some people talking and, maybe start spreading that, hey, strength is not bad. Strength is good, right? And that's what we want. We want to be strong. We want our muscles and our joints to be healthy, right? And we want to lift and move, good quality ways, right? Not these weird kind of Instagram famous ways. Like we want to make sure that we push, pull, squat, hinge, carry, and lunge effectively and safe for our body, right? So, I hope guys kind of got a little bit of information, a little bit kind of things that we go on through the week here with us, and like always, go ahead, like and subscribe, and you got anything that you guys want to add, don't be afraid to holler at us. And like always, if you're ever in the Upper Valley, come on in and stop into the Aquatic Center and kind of see what we're about. And right now our new little small semi-private room is finishing up painting, and we're going to bring in some new stuff to be able to get some more group training going and have a little fun in that room, and try new things, and that way we can just kind of bring it back here and keep sharing with all of you. So again, like always, go ahead, like, subscribe, and let's try to get the word out. And next week we'll come back and we'll see what else we came through the week, and kind of the stuff that we had to chit chat about. So it's Friday. Hopefully you guys don't have too much more in your day, and you get to enjoy the weekend. So like always, we'll see you all next week. Have a good one.